Good evening, Professor. This is my assignment number 3, where we're supposed to watch a movie. So what I did for my movie, I watched The Stoning of Soraya M. I have a little picture of it if you want to see it real quick. That's what it looks like. There you go. It was made in 2008, and it wasn't a true story, but it felt like a true story. I wouldn't be surprised if something like this actually happened in real life. So I'll give you a quick summary of what it was about. It was about this woman named Soraya, and it takes place. Let me just go through how the entire movie goes. So you start out with this journalist who's in a remote region of Iran, and he's near this really remote city or town, I guess. It's really small in Iran, and his car breaks down and he's looking for help. And so along comes this woman named Zahara, and she's just all sad and she's all weepy, and she says she wants to tell the story of how her sister Soraya got stoned. And so she goes into the story, and then it goes through like a flashback. And so it's about Soraya, but it's told through her sister Zahara. And so her sister goes through the story about how Soraya is married to this guy named Ali, who's super abusive, just has fits of rage. He's just a horrible beast of a man. He's just angry all the time, and he just hurts her, and he's just a bad guy. And so she talks about how she was married to this guy, and he wasn't faithful, and he wanted to divorce her and get married to a 14-year-old. And so he what was the name? He goes and talks to the city's mullah. I'm sure you know what that is. I haven't heard that term until the movie. And so he talks to his little town's mullah, and he wants to convince him that he can get a divorce with her because she's been unfaithful or something. No, he just wants to get a divorce with her, but the mullah isn't with it, and so he starts to blackmail the mullah because Ali's he's a bad guy. And so it goes through, I'm not going to summarize the entire movie, that'll take way too long. And so it just goes through, he manipulates the mullah, and then he forces her to be like a widow taker for a while, and then he spreads this rumor that she's being unfaithful with Ali, with the widow. And so he wants to get her stoned because of it, even though she wasn't. And so Ali blackmails the widow and convinces him to say, like, she slept with him and they were doing their thing. And so he got everyone convinced that she was unfaithful to him. And all in all, what happens in the end is she gets stoned. It's sad. And she dies, and it's heartbreaking. And it ends with Zahara, her sister, leaving this place where she was just begging and pleading and crying not for her to get stoned. And she tells this story to the reporter in hopes that she'll be able to spread it around the world, and people will see what happened in this world. And he has this tape recorder. The journalist has a tape recorder on the entire time, and so these authorities come over to the journalist once he finishes talking with her. They like steal his tape and they smash it, and they like burn all his evidence that he has and stuff. And then he's trying to leave, and Sahara like chases after him and gives him like another tape she had secretly of what happened, and they're recording, gives it to her, and she's all like, I hope that the world will know that the God that she loves is great, and that the world will know about the injustice that happened here. And so my thoughts, that's a summary of the story. My thoughts on the movie is that it was sad. It was really serious. I mean, what would I expect going and watching a movie called The Stoning of Soraya M? But yeah, it was sad. It was very serious. But I think it was good in that it really showed a side of culture, of people, because I know this isn't something that's unique to Iranian culture or Muslims or Islam or any of that. I know it's not unique to it. It's happened throughout the world, throughout time, that people have been stoned. It happened in the Bible. It happened in the Torah. It happened in different religions. And so this isn't unique to Muslims or anything. But it did just shed a little light in how, at least in that culture, it seemed like it's just women are they just don't have a say. And they can't really do too much if some form of lying is happening, just because a very angry, manipulative man is just having his way. And so I want to say it didn't make Muslims and Islam seem good, especially if this is like someone's first their first kind of introduction, or their first bit of media for seeing Muslims. They would just think they're horrible people after seeing this. But it's like, if you've already been educated in Islam and just Muslims and various Middle Eastern cultures, then it's a good movie. It really tugs at your heartstrings, and it really makes you think just how this happens in today's world, 2015. Even though this is a few years ago, and I'm pretty sure it's fictitious, it's things like this I'm 100% sure happen in today's world. And so it's very eye-opening. It doesn't paint the best picture for Muslims, I'm not gonna lie, but it really made me think and really made me feel. And so it was an okay movie. I probably wouldn't see this with my wife or something. I probably wouldn't see it on my own, but I'm glad I watched it. It really just opened my eyes just to see where humanity can go when we become just so filled with anger and so much hatred. And so yeah, that was the movie I watched, The Stoning of Soraya M. And yeah, that's everything, I hope. All right.